Hello everyone, today I will talk about the house taken over and Chike school day for the exam 3 study guide. Um, First about the house taken over. The background of the story is that the author asks his readers to pay attention to the political climate under populism, in which bourgeois have no societal value. Also, the author sympathizes with the intellectuals. About the term populism, it means political programs or movement that champions the common person, usually by favorable contrast with the elite. Populism usually combines the elements of the left and the right, opposing large business and financial interests but also being hostile to established socialist and labor parties. Usually revolves around a charismatic leader who appeals to and claims to embody the will of people in order to consolidate his own power. The theme of this story is that the siblings' passive reaction to the invasion of their house is a metaphor. The onus is not simply that the house is invaded by an unidentified force. Rather, it's really disturbing to readers the lack of resistance from Aaron and the narrator that seems quite fantastic. Despite being denied the comfort of their routines, the siblings still refrain from. For example, in the book is that we end up thinking at times that was what had kept us from marrying. So readers can feel the strange relationship between the siblings, so it is easy to find that the noises the siblings hear are not real people, but psychological manifestations of their incest. The house becomes a metaphor for their minds, but they can do no longer repress those thoughts. They banish themselves from the guilty of desires. There is another term called magical realism. So it means it is genre of art that expresses a primarily realistic view of the real world while also adding or revealing magical elements. Magic or the supernatural presented in an otherwise real world. And the last term is psychoanalysis. It means internal mental states, the desire and the motivations of literary characters. Special attention paid to symbols as a manifest representation of a deeper, less obvious meaning. Attention paid to the unstated motives and the unconscious state of mind of characters or readers or authors. The second novel is Chike's School Day. The character in this Chike is a boy who was brought up in the ways of white men. He hates math and he loves stories and songs. The content and theme of the story is that the author introduced Chike's three names, consisting of English and African names. The reason why people would give a kid three names might be for different representation. So John is simply an English name, but in the text English seems to be very powerful that it changes many aspects of Chike's family, or an English name simply will give one higher level of power, like when Chike refused neighbors yam, we don't eat hidden food. As previously mentioned, the title of English or being English or living like English seems to give a person superiority over others, even though the one may not is as novel as real English. Because Chike is brought up under white education, the way he acts in the story embodies white behaviors. Despite the fact that Chike's mother is a lowest class person, Chike did not feel inferior to it, but instead he felt proud, or he was taught to be proud of being educated in a white way. However, it is very ironic that people in white education dress nice uniforms of white shirts and brown shorts, but are totally not as bright and civilized as those who did not wear or study in white education. The author shows that the often white of everything is always the best, but it is not true. White is just a very superficial way to describe someone, but white does not really give any advantage to anything. This shows that how people in Africa have viewed white as in their country. The term called hybridization means emergence of new cultural forms from multiculturalism instead of colonialism as something in the past. Understand that histories and cultures constantly intrude in the past. The last term is translation. There are three levels of translation for many non-European texts. First is language translation from original language into readers' languages. Second is connotation translation. The last one is cultural meaning must be translated for meaning to make sense. That's all for the study guide. Thank you very much for watching it.